Yo, what's happening, people? It's Friday. You know I'm in a good mood. I know you lot are probably thinking, what the hell is Mina coming with this energy with on a Friday? It's Friday. It's Friday. I am in a good mood. It's Friday. That's all I have to say. Big up to everyone in the chat, man. You guys know what it is. Be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe. I told you lot I was going to start doing more daytime streams. So I'm trying to bring you lot that content. Of course, it's a match day tomorrow and it's a big one. I'm saying it's a big one, but it's actually not. It kind of is actually. It is a big game because I think, and a lot of people been saying this, the next couple games for Erik ten Hag has to be won. It has to be won just for him to have the opportunity to see the season out. Big up to everyone. Be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe. We're going to talk about, obviously, the Everton game tomorrow. I'm going to talk about the recent piece in The Athletic about Andre Onana. Now, it's not an interview or anything. It's just, I think it's Andy Mitten that did it with Carl Anker. Let me double check who it was. Andy Mitten, yeah, and Carl Anker. Big up to Carl, man. That's my guy. But it was a very interesting piece. Some interesting stats, some interesting numbers, some interesting information about things that have been happening behind the scenes. So we're going to talk about that. And of course, we're going to talk about give Amad Diallo a chance. I want Amad Diallo to get a chance. If it's not tomorrow, then I don't think this guy's ever seeing more than 10 minutes on a pitch. Even 10 minutes is even being nice. He will not see more, he will not see more than probably 50 minutes for the rest of the season combined. All games combined. I don't see it happening. It's looking like Rasmus Højlund might not be back. But some better news or some more positive news is Rasmus Højlund and Kobbie Mainoo both picked up monthly awards. So big up to them. Kobbie Mainoo won goal of the month for his goal against Wolves, individual brilliance. And then Rasmus Højlund won player of the month for the Premier League. And he won Manchester United's player of the month as well. So that's a double award for Rasmus Højlund. Big up to him as well. But listen, let's start with the Andre Onana stuff. Let's start with the Andre Onana stuff because I was reading the article. I was reading the article by The Athletic. If some of you guys have not read it, I'm going to give you like the main lowdown. But if you want the main quotes, you can head over to UV. You know they've always got the information there ready on their socials, and I'm actually going to nab it from them right now. So nobody tell Owen off me, please. Very much, thank you. Some interesting comments regarding this situation. It's not really a situation, but it's more so how it's really more about how Andre Onana has settled into the team, his confidence going like roller coaster up and down, dipping in form. Now, this was the biggest standout part to me when I read the piece, yeah? Even though Erik ten Hag refused to blame him for errors earlier in the season, so I think that's probably in reference to things like the Champions League, etc., Andre Onana's teammates doubted him no matter what they said publicly. In one training session, and this was reported by The Athletic with anonymous sources, of course. In one training session, a young player who has barely played a first team game said, "Are you going to save one or what?" After he felt Manchester United's new goalkeeper wasn't stopping enough shots. Now, I'm not going to sit here and be like, "Ooh, who do you think it is?" But you know what? I got a feeling. I have a feeling it's Amad. And the reason why I have a feeling it's Amad, not in a malicious way, but in an African banter type of way. I think it's that. But I'm not going to sit here and be like, "Oh, it's this person, it's that person." I don't know if there's anything malicious from this because, like I said, we don't know the full context in it. We do not know the full context around this. But I just found that part, to be honest, to be the most interesting one. Of course, they did a long piece with stats and everything. And there was some stuff that stuck out to me the most, which I'm actually going to slap it. I don't really like stats, guys. I'm not really a stats person like all the time. But it's just interesting to see what Andre Onana has been dealing with at Manchester United of recent. Now, in the Premier League, this is specifically aimed at the Premier League. I think it's goals conceded in column 1. What is expected goals on target is the second column, goals prevented, and then passes. Yeah, he is in the higher. When it comes to passing, he's in the higher end of it. Of course, when it comes to goals conceded, he's conceded a fair number of goals in the Premier League. But the expected goals on target is the second highest in the league. That means the shots that he's targeted, the shots that are being aimed at him or being, of course, we're averaging like that. We're letting opponents have 30 shots a game. So of course, the expected goals on target will be significantly higher. But it's actually interesting that the actual highest in the league is Vicario at Spurs. And then goals prevented 3.81, which is better than actually other goalkeepers such as Alisson. But he's in and around performing better than what the statistics expect him to do so. That's what I'm gathering from all of this, is that in the circumstances that he's in, Andre Onana is exceeding, despite the fact that those circumstances were set up not for him to exceed. It's as simple as that. When you're a goalkeeper and you're experiencing a record number of shots on goal every single game, the guy's 20 plus shots. I can't remember the last time we held an opponent to 5 shots on goal. I actually can't remember the last time we did that. On top of that, a consistent dip in form across the season, especially early in the season during the Champions League campaign. Even he doubted himself in the article. They said that he was saying to his friends, I don't know what's wrong with me and why I'm playing the way that I am. He was playing a lot more nervous and a lot more shaky. But also, I think the club have now acknowledged that he has improved over the last couple of months. And one of the biggest improvements that has been seen in the way that he's playing is his footwork. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but his footwork, and I'm not talking about passes, I'm talking about shifting across the line regularly. He has improved dramatically with that. Now, of course, when you're a new player and you come into a new team, you don't always hit the ground running. Sometimes it takes a bit of time to kind of get the ball rolling. It takes a bit of time to kind of grasp the concept of, you know, what the coaches are saying to you, and, you know, all this the new philosophy that you're not now playing under. So for Andre Onana, I kind of understand that a lot more now. When I've read this article, it's not that I sympathize for him, but I understand him a lot better now, because even he was doubting himself. He was saying himself exactly, it says it in the article, he was saying, I don't know what is going on with me and why I'm performing the way that I'm playing, because I don't normally, he said, I don't normally play like this. This is not a way that I normally play. And I completely understand that. Some more graphs as well. This is what I like about, to be honest. I like about the Athletic. You lot know me in it. I'm big on reading Athletic pieces. They gave some more details for the league average across the number across the calendar year. So across what's the calendar year? 2024. Across 2024. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. I'm seeing the Bravkart, who Marcel was hyping up last year, has conceded 16 goals. Big up to everyone in the chat. Be sure to hit the like button, guys, if you've just come through. We're going to be here for a while. We're going to be here for like an hour or so. So we'll be here for a while. You know what it is, man. I know it's probably lunchtime for some people. If you're in the UK, if you're in Africa, it's probably your midday. I think it's like 2-3 o'clock in Africa. If you're in Far East Asia, then obviously it's probably nighttime by now. And if people in America are just waking up. But this is interesting. He's faced 12. He's conceded 12 goals. This is from the calendar year, so 2024. And you lot know what games it is Wolves and all of that stuff. But the expected goals on target is relatively in line with the goals that he's conceded. And you know what I realized? He will always be in the higher end of passes. I saw a great graph, and I'm going to show you lot actually that. I saw a great graph. Ugh, that's a tongue twister. A great graph. Yeah. I saw a great graph that had it's like a heat map of his passing, and it's very interesting to see that brother passes everywhere and anywhere. He can do, like, and I know we've seen it in games. We've seen it, you know, in the game when he had the pre-assist to Bruno Fernandes in the derby. So it's all kind of possible that we know he's a good passer. But it's more interesting about this. This was the one that stuck out to me the most, because I had a lot of praise for him after the game, the City game. I said he was player of the game for me. This is what sticks out to me the most. And I'm not going to sit here and talk about David De Gea, because I saw people saying that. I saw a stat that said that in the City game, Onana claimed 7 crosses, and David De Gea claimed 14 across the whole of last season. That's wild, because we know that that's not David De Gea's strong element, and we know that that is what Andre Onana is better at. So I ain't gonna talk about that too much. But if we just look at, you know, the widespread goalkeeping association in the league, he's faced the most crosses. Is it not evident, guys, based on looking at this, what opponents' game plans are coming up against United? Crosses, shots. I was thinking in the derby, I was so confused. I was like, why are City just spamming crosses into the box? But then I look back at all the other games, Wolves, Fulham, the teams just spam crosses into the box every single game. It's a given. It's a given every single game for them to spam crosses in. And it's evident in the number of crosses that Andre Onana has faced. He's faced 546. The next closest one is Fotheringham. My guys, that's a relegation team. That is a relegation team. 546 crosses conceded in the season so far. And the crosses that he's claimed, 27, and 11 crosses punched, which is actually, I think the crosses claimed is the highest. The crosses punched is not. But it is very clear to me that Onana is more confident coming to catch a ball than he is punching it. Is that I don't know if that's a wild thing for me to kind of assume from that, but what I'm gathering from this is also that he's more confident, and we've seen it in games, especially over the last couple of weeks. We've seen it that he's able to come over, claim the ball. When he comes out to punch, I'm not gonna lie, I get a bit scared. If you lot remember opening game against Wolves when he laid a man out, if you lot remember that, that's what I have flashbacks to. Every time I see him coming out to punch the ball, I'm just like, just catch it, bro. Just catch the ball, please. You're much better doing so. But big up to Andre Onana, because he's really turning around his season. And definitely for people that, ooh, those are nice shoes. Oh, I got these. Sorry, guys. Oh, again, it's like they want me to buy these shoes that they keep showing me these ads to it. Now, here's a comparison of pre-AFCON and post-AFCON for Andre Onana. And this is in particular, this is all his touches in open play. The left-hand side is pre-AFCON, right-hand side is post-AFCON. And you can see the biggest change is that he's a lot more conscious and cautious with his passes. I mean, he's operating less outside of the box. That's very evident. Man got 22 touches outside of the... How much was the 27 touches? 27% of his touches were coming outside of the box. That's scary. Now it's a lot less, and a lot more of his touches are coming from inside the box, because I think he's getting a lot more comfortable and confident playing out from the back in a more deeper lying role, which is quite evident. This is a very interesting piece. If you lot want to read the whole thing, I encourage you lot to go check it out on The Athletic. And then this part here is the one that was the most curious one. It was the most curious one for me, because it was shots on target faced last year, so from August to December, and then this year from January to the City game. And you can just see the sheer difference in Andre Onana this year, 2024, in comparison to his first couple months. His first couple months at Manchester United, Andre Onana was facing a lot more shots, conceded a lot more goals. Just look at this, 3.8 prevented, goals prevented, 26 goals conceded, expected goals to be conceded was 29, so he obviously prevented more than what he ended up exceeding. And the average, the total number of shots faced on target, 95. And you can see it's all either in the, it's not, you know what's so funny is when Andre Onana concedes a goal, yeah, I don't know if it's like, I never know if it's a shot in the corner or if it's a, because look at the difference in the goals that he's conceded in August to December. These are all over the place. These are all, and they're all low shots. Most of them are low shots. I don't know if you're realizing that. A lot of them are low shots in comparison to now, the new calendar year, where he's prevented 0.3, but of course, less on shots faced on target, and he's conceded 12. Expected conceded is 12.3, so it's within range. And again, these are still low shots he's conceding. Now, his footwork has improved, and I did mention that. But it still looks like there's some room for growth. But I'm happy for him. I'm happy for him. I'm just glad that he's feeling a lot more confident now. Like I said, he said to his friends apparently early in the season, I don't know what's happening to me with these mistakes. I always have confidence in myself, but now I'm losing it. Sometimes it's like United just it's like a dark hole. Like it just sucks the confidence out of every player. And those who know him best said he moved his body differently during the games. The goalkeeper they saw wasn't the goalkeeper they knew. So it wasn't the goalkeeper that they were used to. But that was just a nice little starter for us to start with. Of course, the big one is the Everton game. And now I know the biggest topic of discussion I've actually seen, it's hard to do a stream without talking about it, but the biggest discussion I've seen yesterday on social media and everywhere was Brighton losing to Roma. I think they lost 4-0. And then some quotes about De Zerbi saying that he I saw a quote after a City game, and this was early in the season, where he said that he was apparently contemplating to play like a low block, and then his assistant manager was like, are you sure you want to do that? And he was like, nah. He was like, why am I going to do that? Because that's not what I'm here to do. I'm going to go toe to toe with them. And there was a quote that came out after the game yesterday where he said, I don't work to win trophies. My target is to enjoy it and be happy and play good football. Now, I don't want to talk too much about De Zerbi. Also, guys, why is everyone online talking about Dragon Ball Z today? I've never watched Dragon Ball Z. I know what it is. I never watched it before. But literally, like, everywhere I'm seeing on Twitter, people are talking about Dragon Ball Z. Have I missed something? Did like a Dragon Ball Z movie come out or something? Like, does anybody know? Can anybody in the chat tell me why everyone's talking about Dragon Ball Z? Oh, the author died. Okay. I was thinking, why is it trending? All I knew from Dragon Ball Z, I was gonna say, is Goku, I think, is from Dragon Ball Z, right? And when you do that thing that goes like that, I don't know what it's called, but it's something like that. I don't really, yeah. Maybe I should start watching Dragon Ball Z because I've been clueless all day. I've been so confused as to why everyone's been talking. I've been so confused as to why everyone's been talking about that. But let's talk about the Everton game. Let's talk about the Everton game, the big one. I'm gonna be there, guys. I'm looking forward to it. Also, I have a good win rate at OT. I have a good win rate at Old Trafford. I'm hoping that win rate continues. Eric Ten Hag is doing a press conference right now, but it's embargoed, I think, till 1:30. So if I'm still live, I'll bring some quotes through. If there's anything interesting that he said, of course, I expect updates on, the likes of who's out injured, Rasmus Højlund. I don't think Rasmus Højlund's going to play, I don't think Rasmus Højlund's going to play. Let's talk about that because, of course, don't tempt fate, Mina. Honestly, I feel like now that I've said it, we might lose, guys. I feel like now that I've said that I have a good record at Old Trafford, I'm scared we might lose now. My prediction is that we're going to win. I think United will win 2-1. Now, I don't know where the goals are going to come from. I couldn't tell you where the goals are going to come from, but for some reason, I think we will win. Now, Everton is a team themselves that are struggling. Well, not struggling, but they need points. They need to pick up points. Obviously, they had their points deduction lowered. They are just above relegation right now, 1 point off relegation. Nottingham Forest is 1 point behind them, so Everton are 16th place. So if Everton can come and get a result at United, that would mean a lot to them. But United need a win. United have to win. There is no excuse. If we beat you guys, then Eric Ten Hag should be fired. If we lose to a team who's literally fighting relegation right now, they are fighting relegation. They've got injuries. I think I saw a predicted lineup. I don't know if Amadou Onana will play, but you know who's scared? Do you know who actually I think is the scariest player to come up against in that Everton team? It's Abdoulaye Doucouré. You know why? Because he plays in this new role that Sean Dyche got him playing in like he's like Scott McTominay. He's playing like the second striker, just behind the striker. Obviously he's physical. He can get up and down the pitch, and sometimes he's one of them players where I feel like he's just in the right place. A lot like Scott McTominay. A lot like Scott McTominay. So if Everton were to get a goal, I don't think it will come from Calvert Lewin. I haven't been impressed with him whenever I've watched Everton games. But if they do get a goal, I think it will come from Abdoulaye Doucouré. Obviously, Ghana is playing as well. Ex-Manchester United player. I'll be interested to see Branthwaite. This will be, I guess, another audition for him. Auditioning. If we lose, then shut down the channel. Nah, you lot are gonna say I jinxed it. I don't think we're gonna lose. I'm confident to say that. I don't know, actually. Let me not say that I'm confident to say that we're not gonna lose. Let me not say that. Let me not say that. But one thing I will say, Eric Ten Hag said that every game at the beginning of the year, guys, at the beginning of the calendar year, Eric Ten Hag said that every game is a cup final to him or to the team. Yeah, that Fulham performance, that was not a cup final performance. That City performance, the second half in particular, that was not a cup final performance. Tomorrow, Manchester United have to look like the dominant team. There is no way that United can allow Everton, and this is no disrespect to Everton. I'm just saying that this is a team that's struggling in form, struggling with relegation. I think that United need to have minimum 60% possession at the least. United need to play them off the park, because I have not seen a performance in the Premier League this season where United have been the dominating team, and it's reflected in every single aspect. It's reflected on the score sheet, it's reflected in the possession, it's reflected in all of that. We need to tomorrow, and this is actually wishful thinking from me. This guy here behind me, he's out injured as well, but I don't think he would have played anyways under Sean Dyche, but I think he's out injured. But it's Old Trafford, 12:30, haven't played a game in a week. There's no excuse. There is no excuse for United to come out, press for 20 minutes, and then look lethargic and tired for the rest of the 70. There is no excuse. None whatsoever. Now, my only concern is that that Rasmus Højlund is out, because outside of Rasmus Højlund, I don't know where we're getting goals from. I'll be real. I don't know where the goals are coming from. I would like, and this is why it says in the title, give Ahmad a chance. I would like Garnacho to be rested. I would like Garnacho to be rested, because he looks like an absolutely exhausted. He looks like he's got no energy left in his tank right now. He looks like he's got no energy left in his tank right now. And he just needs a break. He's played 24, 25, 26 games in a row. He started 24, 25, 26 games in a row. I don't know exactly how much, but it's around that much that he started in a row. And he needs to be... I think when we talk about young players, we need... Eric Ten Hag does talk about, managing Kobbie Mainoo's minutes. But I don't think Garnacho gets that same kind of... that same treatment in terms of being a young player and having his minutes managed. Last year, he was eased into the team, so he very much had his minutes managed because he wasn't starting all the time. But when he's starting every game, maybe Ahmad needs to start. And if Ahmad ain't going to get the chance to play, if Ahmad ain't going to get the chance to play, then just get rid of him. Just sell him. Because I actually think it's also unfair on Amad Diallo to sit out. He's been at United now. This is his fourth season. Well, it's his fourth year, but he was obviously on loan twice. So next season, I think, will be his final year of his contract. And he still hasn't got a fair run of trying to get into the team. I mean, Jadon Sancho ain't coming back. I saw the manager of Borussia Dortmund saying that Jadon Sancho he's not match fit. He's not been match fit. He's been struggling. And also, apparently, Jadon Sancho at Dortmund wants to play in the 10. He doesn't want to play on the wing. But at United, he wants to play left wing. It makes no sense. But anyway, let's not talk about Jadon Sancho. That's neither here or there, because he's not a United player. So we're not going to talk about that, because we know inevitably where his future stands. Minnow, if we beat you guys, we are 8 points in front of Luton. I'm looking at the table right now. That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Oh, yeah. So sorry, I was looking at the table wrong. You lot are 16th, yeah. And you are Everton are currently 5 points off Luton. Luton, to me, seems the only team that probably starts a chance. That doesn't even make any sense. What the hell? Luton, to me, is the only one out of the bottom three that maybe stands a chance of not getting relegated, but is very thin. That is very thin because they're 4 points off Forest and then they're 5 points off Everton. So that's very, very thin. Big up Mina. What day are you starting Ramadan? My wife is Moroccan and says it starts on the 12th. I don't know what day I'm starting Ramadan. I follow Saudi. So when the moon sighting is done, then that's when I'll follow it. It could be the 11th or the 12th. Depends on the moon sighting. What day do I want it to be? I wouldn't mind if it's the 12th. I wouldn't mind if it's Tuesday. Monday I've got stuff to do, so I would prefer it not to be. But I'm looking forward to Ramadan. I can't lie. I'm really looking forward to it. And let me know if you are looking forward to it as well. And also in the UK this year, for most of Ramadan, we're only fasting like 13 hours. There was a time that we were fasting, I remember 17, 18, 19 hours in the peak of summer. Yeah. If you lot are from the UK or Europe and you remember during July, August, we were fasting till like 9:30 p.m. and we were starting our fast at like 2:30 a.m. when it was Fajr time. So now it's nice that Fajr here in the UK. So we start around just before 5 and break our fast just before 6, which is not bad. That is not bad as well. The foreseeable future of Ramadan will be pretty easy. I mean, once it gets to December, that's like 9-hour, 10-hour fasting days. You blink and it's time to break your fast. But the most difficult thing for me during Ramadan this year in particular is balancing out just the aspect of Ramadan, Tarawih, all of that stuff, and then content. So I've kind of planned how I'm going to do stuff. So you guys do not be surprised if you see a lot more later streams in the day, like streams at like 10, 11 p.m. UK time. That's probably the time that I will do a lot more. That's probably the time that I'll do a lot more streams. Just because by the time I open my fast and then, go to Tarawih and then come back, that just makes sense to do it at 10, 11 o'clock. Because then I'll be, I can drink, I can have my water on stream and all of that stuff. And I need to be still more cautious of people who might be watching that are still fasting because of time zones and all of that. But during Ramadan, you guys can probably expect to see a lot more later streams in the day. I can't guarantee. I don't know. I still don't know how I'm going to balance it out, but we'll see. Anyway, back to the football talk. Big up to Suleiman in the chat. Be sure to hit the like button, guys. Back to the football talk. Ahmad Diallo. Someone just said Ahmad is more suited. Ahmad, here it is. Suleiman. Big up to Suleiman says Ahmad is better for a lower mid-table club. The thing is like the way that I see it is Ahmad hasn't had a shot. Ahmad ain't had a fair chance of actually trying to play in the team. And that's the only thing is like, yes, the manager knows best. The manager knew best. I mean, look at Zidane Iqbal. I was here talking. I was talking about Zidane Iqbal all the time. The guy ain't sniffed any minutes in the Eredivisie. He has not. I mean, he did come back off injury, but he hasn't really sniffed many chances. Now, one thing I know is that Amad Diallo is a good footballer. I can say that he's a good footballer. The way that I see it, unfortunately, and I've said this actually quite a few times, is that I don't think that he is what Erik ten Hag wants right now. And the reason why I say that is because Amad Diallo is a very technical player. Amad Diallo thrives in games that you dominate possession. United are not doing that. United are not dominating possession. You put Jadon Sancho in the United team, Jadon Sancho is just going to look like a slug. No offense, not like as physically, but he's going to look like a slug. He's going to look slow because all he's going to have to do is just run around on the pitch. Right now, Erik ten Hag wants runners on the wings. Even if they're not doing it to the greatest standard, you could talk about Rashford, even if he's not doing it 100% all game for 90 minutes. And this is why Amari Forson came on ahead of Amad Diallo in the derby. And that's why Amari Forson has played ahead of Amad Diallo. Now, I'm not saying Amad Diallo can't track back. I'm not saying he cannot defend. I'm not saying that he's not fast. But Erik ten Hag wants people that just run up and down, which is why Anthony gets the sniff ahead of him. Which is why Garnacho gets to start ahead of him. Garnacho starting for me, I don't see a fault in it. But one thing I just see is Garnacho looks so tired. He looks exhausted. We got Liverpool next week as well in the FA Cup. Then it's a nice international break, which players can just relax. And one thing that worries me is when United come back from international break, we just look dead. I think when we come back from let me just double check to see when we come back from the international break, we got Brentford away, and then we got Chelsea away, then we got Liverpool at home. That is gonna be 3 tough games. And the reason why I'm saying Brentford have not been the great this season, I mean, they're literally a few points, they're a point above Everton. So it will be a tough game, because Brentford are another team that's fighting for every point. They gave Chelsea a game the other day as well. They gave Chelsea, I'm not saying that we're like Chelsea, but they gave Chelsea a game the other day. Then we got Chelsea, funnily enough. We got Chelsea a week later, and then we got Liverpool. This is the best team. This is the best time, especially coming off the back of an international break or going into an international break, is give your players some rest. And this is where I feel bad for the manager, because really and truly, we don't really have the players to do so. I saw a video, guys. This is so off topic. I saw a video of Claude Makelele. Listen, I don't think Claude Makelele gets the respect he deserves for that Galacticos Madrid team. Yeah, when people talk about that team, they talk about everyone else. They never mention Makelele. But anyway, the presenter was saying to him, "Stay quiet until you hear a better defensive midfielder than you." And he was quiet for like a minute. He was naming every defensive midfielder, and then he said Casemiro, and then he goes, "Yeah, Casemiro is better than me." And I was like, "Oh, this is Real Madrid bias." I said, "This is Real Madrid bias," but also that just shows that unfortunately we got. I say this all the time. United brought Casemiro a few years too late. If the year that we brought Sancho, if we had brought Casemiro, maybe that would have been better. Even maybe the year before that, but we weren't really spending money like that. But Casemiro was brought way too late. Now, whether he starts or not on the weekend, I think it'll be the midfield game. We need runners. And the reason why I'm saying, and I know, so I know a lot of people don't actually rate Everton. I rate Everton in terms of their work rate, getting up and down the pitch. Now, their ability to finish and ability to create like clear-cut chances I'm not worried about that. But what I'm worried about is their ability to run. They've got fullbacks that can get up and down. They got Dwight McNeil. They got James Garner. There's players in that midfield that can run. I think Amadou Onana is out injured. I'm not 100% sure. No, I think he might actually be available. I think they said that he. I think Sean Dyche said that he was available. Let me see. Because that guy, he's a baller, innit? You lot know where I stand with Amadou Onana. I think he's great. Yeah, he's available. Yeah, he should be available, which will be an interesting midfield battle. Because you know what's going to happen? Erik ten Hag is going to set United up to vacate the midfield, leave heaps of space, and Kobe or Casemiro will be fighting battles against 2-3 players in transition every single time. I hope United don't get caught on the break. My biggest worry, guys, I can't believe I haven't even mentioned this. My biggest worry is who the hell are Manchester United playing at left back? Because wallahi, I can't stand to see Lindelof there again. No disrespect to Lindelof. But I cannot physically see him play in the midfield. In left back, sorry. Why do people buzz my house like that? They do it all the time. Should I open it, guys, or should I just ignore it? Because I don't recall ordering something, so I'm gonna have to. They're not gonna stop. They ain't gonna stop, guys. Don't go anywhere. Come on. Nah, do you know how funny it is opening a door on stream, guys? It is actually a package, guys. It's actually basically, this is a PR package that I've been waiting for the last week from Sweaty Betty, which is a brand. I know what's in it. Should I open it live on stream? I know what's in it, but I have to record a video and post it on my socials, innit? But that was just so random. Honestly, I'm such an idiot. I said I'm not expecting a package. I was damn right for expecting a package. I was damn right expecting one. Shout out to Sweaty Betty, because yeah, I need to film content for them. They just released a hijab headscarves for like a sports scarf. So they sent me some because I need it for football. So shout out to them. But anyway, back to this topic, guys. Back to the topic. Sorry about that, man. Sorry about that. Honestly, I'm such a disgrace. I hate the sound of my buzzer as well. It's annoying. Back to what we were saying. Is Martial playing? I know Everton fans are shaking when they hear Man United and Martial in the same sentence, but no, Martial ain't playing. He's not available. Martial's not available. I don't even think Martial's available for the rest of the season, you know. I don't even think he's available for the rest of the season. I think he will be gone. I think he's been about to rock the sports hijab to the cage. How do you know I go cage? Where I play football is I kick ball in a place that is cages. Is that I don't go power league and them stuff or goals. But I'm not gonna say where I kick ball just in case. I'm not gonna say it. But how did you know I'd be playing in cages? That's jokes. That is actually hilarious, man. I'm gonna try and find some quotes from Sean Dyche's press conference. Let me find some quotes. Mina, are you a left back in the changing room? Listen, I ain't guys, you know what my favorite thing to do is? Yeah, I play midfield, right? I play midfield, but like I like to play like deep midfield, just because I like to clatter people. Like literally, when I go play football in 9-a-side or 11-a-side, wallahi, I fly into tackles non-stop. I fly into tackles non-stop. A couple of weeks ago, I went to play football and we were playing in cages. So it was AstroTurf, but it was a cage. And you know when people go to the corner to like hold the ball up, do you know what? I'm them players that go and I will literally push you. Like I will push you non-stop in that corner to get the ball off you. And my favorite thing to do is trash talk. If I'm playing football with people from the same country as me, I like to trash talk in my language because it winds people up even more. Like literally, it winds people up. I'm proper shithousery when it comes to five-a-side. Like I remember one day when I was playing football, someone complained about me to like the person who organized the football, and they were like, "Oh, she just plays too rough." And I was like, "It's either shut up or play or shut up, innit? Like it's as simple as that." But I like to play reckless, but I'm not like reckless to a point where I'm gonna hurt people. I don't like to do that. I don't like to do that just because I want to be a bit more responsible. I want to be a lot more responsible. But big up to everyone. Be sure to hit the like button. Left back. That's what we're talking about. That's what we were talking about before I was interrupted. Left back position. I am. Don't say that. Nah, don't compare me to McCabe. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm meant to, guys. I keep saying I'm gonna do it, but I promise I'm gonna do it soon. Now that I got the gear for it, I just need some new boots. So hopefully Nike or Adidas can hook me up. I'm gonna do some football content. But the thing that I want to do is I want to have players in it. So that's why I've held off for a while. Because I'm waiting for certain footballers that I'm waiting to basically arrange stuff. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Big up to Z, says left back Amrabat inverting. I don't want to see Amrabat in left back. I do not want to see Amrabat at left back position. Defensively, he is as probably a bigger liability at left back than Lindelof is. I'll be honest. My issue with Lindelof is passing out from the back at left back and getting forward, like overlapping, all of that stuff. That's my issue. Amrabat can't defend when he's at left back. He's slow. He is so slow. I don't. Am I the only one that does not want to see Amrabat at left back? I do not want to see him there at all. Even the idea of Amrabat just in general playing is making me a bit worried. Not that I'm against it, but I'm not confident in his performances again. But then again, it could be one of them ones where this season he's just having a difficult season. You know, like how Andre Onana said that he's been struggling. You know how Andre Onana in that interview was saying that he had been struggling. It could be the same thing. It could be the same thing for Amrabat, where it's a new league. He's not really getting to grips with it, with the experience of it. It might be a lot more fast paced than what he thought it was. And for that reason, he's struggling, which is understandable. But I don't think, obviously, we know he's not staying in it. So I just don't see the manager, especially when it comes to like the later end of the season. I'm talking about April, May. I don't see the manager playing Amrabat unless he has to, because he's not staying. So there's no, in my opinion, there's no point utilizing him, because you ain't gonna have him next season. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. I think Amrabat is a weak link. I'm not convinced he's the type of player we'd need. I'd let him go back in the summer. Yeah, he's going back. Like we know he's going back. I saw a rumor that Malacia is back in training. When I see it, I'll believe it. When I see it, I will believe it, because we just haven't seen it. I haven't seen any pictures. I'm seeing all these conspiracies. Someone said maybe he's locked up. I don't think that's the case. I don't think he's locked up. I don't think that's the case. But the last time we saw him play was nearly a year ago. The last time we saw any sort of photo of him was a year ago. The last time he posted on social media was a year ago. I do remember seeing a video. On Manchester United's channel of him, and it was someone else. I think they were playing a game and he just happened to pass. He happened to walk past, and then he said hi to the camera. But this must have been like November times, I think. October. That is probably the only sighting I've seen of him. And I want to go and see if I can show you like the video exactly. Let me see if I can find the exact video. So 11 months ago, he did a video with Manchester United, and then we haven't seen anything. We haven't seen anything since. Let me see. I honestly can't remember exactly what video it was, but it was like how many months ago? How many months ago was it? It was, somebody was playing a game. They were, oh, here it is. It was this Guess Who? Yeah, look, he's even in the thumbnail, guys. He is alive and he is present. He is alive and he is present. Is that him in the thumbnail, or is that Rashford? No, that's him. Yeah, look. This is him. This is him. So he still exists. He's about. I don't want you lot to see what's in my recommended. I had to quickly hide that. You lot are going to see the weird shit that I watch on YouTube. But there you go. Malacia is here. He's at Carrington. He's alive. He's still part of the team. This video was 3 months ago. They were playing Guess Who. So there's no conspiracy theories, I think, about where he is or any of that stuff. I just think people are concerned about, you know, the transparency of whatever has happened with him. What's this injury that he's suddenly got at the end of last season that he didn't seem to have during off season? Because we saw footage, we saw pictures and all of that stuff of him out and about with, I think it was Marcus Rashford. So we know that he was out there. And then suddenly pre-season started and they said that immediately I think it was the manager's first press conference of pre-season where he said that Malacia is out for the whole season. It was a couple of games into pre-season. He said he's out all season. And we never heard anything since. We didn't hear why he was out. We didn't hear if it was an injury, what sort of injury it was. I have heard rumors like just circulating about him having surgery that didn't go well, and then he had surgery behind the club's back or something like that. I don't know if it's true, so that's why I'm not really speaking on it too much. But he's here, he's alive, he's well, he's out here. You lot are laughing about me hiding my recommended. You know what it is? It's just my recommended is actually not that bad. There's just Somali songs, and then it's a lot of Manchester United content or a lot of football content in general. Sky Sports, Premier League, Man United women comps. I don't know why I hid it. Since we're on conspiracy theories, how comes I don't see Koala about the placement? Koala's here. Koala just changed his name to something else. What did he change his name to? Koala changed his name to JJ Okacha. That's Koala. You lot been seeing JJ Okacha in the chat? That is Koala. So that's no conspiracy theory. Big up Rabi Chandarapal. Oh, that's giving West Indie vibes. That name's giving West Indie vibes. Big up, Mina. Big up to yourself. I hope you are doing well. Be sure to hit the like button, guys. When we get a better camera, I can only view on 720p. It's not the camera that's the problem. I'm using a digital camera. The problem is the software I'm using. So I don't know if you lot realize, but when I stream versus when I record videos, the quality is different because where I record my videos is a different software to where I stream on. And I stream on StreamYard, if you know what StreamYard is. And for StreamYard, you have to pay for certain stuff. So I already pay for one, what's it called, package, a monthly. You pay monthly or annually. I pay monthly, but right now I'm not looking to pay monthly to stream in 1080p. I'm not gonna lie. I think is a big difference on the packages. Let me actually have a look at it. Let me have a look at the difference. Let me have a look at it. Yeah, see, goddamn. I'll be real, guys. I pay £20 a month, yeah, to stream. Unfortunately, it is in 720p. But if I wanted to stream in 1080p, I have to pay an extra £20 on top of that. So I have to pay 40 something pound a month. So until my channel kind of blows up and I can afford. I'm not saying I'm poor, but you know, the return on investment has to be up there. Then I will stream in 1080p. But for now, you are just getting 720p. Unless I stream from OBS, which I do sometimes as well. So sometimes it changes. Sometimes you get it in 1080p. Sometimes you get it in 720p. Sorry, guys. That's is a very unfortunate situation. But back to the real topic of us being here. Predictions in the chat, guys, for tomorrow. I'm going to try to do a vlog. I'm going to try to do a match day vlog. My issue is that when I try to do match day vlogs, I just forget to record half of my day. And then by the time I start recording it, it's just pointless. It's just, sometimes I'll forget to record and then I will start recording, and by that time, I got like a minute and a half of content, and that's I can't do. But what I'm not gonna do, I'm actually not gonna do a match day vlog tomorrow. I'm actually gonna do a reaction video after the game outside the stadium. That's it. But let me know. I want to hear in the chat all your predictions before we get onto the quotes from Erik ten Hag. I mean, it's not out yet, but I expect it to be out soon. Garnacho 2, Højlund hat-trick. I don't think Højlund's going to be available. I do not think Højlund's going to be available. Atom K says 3-1 Everton. I think Kadeem will be so shocked that you're predicting that Everton can even score 3 goals. That is what's shocking to me, is that you're predicting that they could score 3 goals. I want to see how Everton's recent form of games and how many goals they've scored. Let's see. The most recent games, they lost 3-1 to West Ham. They average 1 goal a game, basically. Well, Everton average 1 goal a game. 3-1 to West Ham, 1-1 to Brighton, 1-1 to Palace, 2-0 to City, 2-2 to Spurs. Okay, that's the only game they scored 2. 0-0 Fulham, 2-1 to Luton, 1-0 to Palace, 0-0 to Villa, 0-0 to Palace, 3-0 to Wolves, 3-1 to City, 2-1 to Spurs. Listen, they average 1 goal a game at best. And you lot are saying here 3-1. You lot are here saying 3-1 Everton. I don't think they've scored 3 goals all season. Let's have a look. Let's have a look to see if they've scored 3 goals once against Crystal Palace and then once against Burnley. That's it. So to say that they're going to put 3 goals past United, I think you lot are being a bit pessimistic. I can't lie. You lot being a bit pessimistic. Kadeem says 5-1. This is our resident Everton fan, guys. They're saying that United. I think this is United will be winning 5-1. My only worry, like I said earlier, is I don't know where all the goals are going to come from. Abdiweli says 2-2. So Abdiweli thinks that Everton can get a few goals as well. Lil Yo says 2-1. 1-0 Casemiro. 1-0 United. Penalty. 3-0 Bruno, Rashford, Casemiro. Ruben says 1-1. Big up to Zuzu, says shout out, man. I love your ball knowledge and the way you interpret what is happening at United. Big up, man. I appreciate it. I think most people are saying United are going to win. And I want to think that as well. I feel like United, I think United will win. Z says 3-1 United. I said 2-1 United. That's my prediction. But it's funny that no one's predicting a clean sheet. For a team that struggles to score goals, and I'm talking about Everton, no one is predicting that United could be able to keep a clean sheet. I think the thing is that of recent they've scored in pretty much they've scored in their last 3 games at the least. It goes all the way back to when City beat them 2-0 earlier in February. So they are able to score, but they don't score in abundance. So I don't know why people think Everton might beat United. That's it. Come on, Mina, you should bring favour to Man United being there tomorrow. I should be good luck. I'm hoping that I'm good luck. You know what is also good luck, guys? I have a theory. When I don't wear a Man United shirt to the game, we win. So tomorrow, I'm not wearing a Man United shirt. I'm not going to wear a shirt. I'm just going to wear a hoodie and whatever. Because I'm actually good luck. I'm good luck when I just dress normal, not when I wear a shirt. A United shirt. To be honest, I don't even have a shirt from this season anyways. Louis says, what's the point at this stage, Minna? This guy has killed my vibe to watch our games. I'd rather watch grass grow. When you say this guy, are you talking about the manager? Is that what you're talking about? DJ says, we always beat Everton, whether we're playing good or bad, and that may sound arrogant, but it's facts. Minna, I did say we will win 3-0. It's true. We did beat Everton early in the season, well, a couple months back, when everyone was saying United looked like they were going to start losing games. We're going to go on a run of losing games. So it's true. We did beat Everton, and we do... When was the last time Everton actually beat United? I was about to say when was the last time, but I remember going to a game. I want to say it was 2019. December 2019. And the reason why I remember it is because United lost 1-0. United lost 1-0 to Everton, I think it was. And I only remember because I got so sick that day because it was pouring rain in December. And I think that's the last time I remember Everton beating us. Generally, that's what I think. We concede 20 shots a game. Come on, we make Newport look like Barcelona. How about Everton? A Premier League side. I think this was the 4-0. Yeah, I think it was that game. I actually think Everton versus Man United. I think it was that game, you know. Yeah, no, it wasn't. Oh, we drew 1-1. We drew 1-1. And I remember because I got so sick the next day. It was horrible. It was horrible. Do you guys think if Erik ten Hag loses this game, and this is just hypothetical, guys, by the way, this is just me purely going off of hypotheticals. Can we just make one thing clear? Because someone accused me recently of wanting United to do bad. How many times have I sat here saying, I hope the manager turns it around? I've sat here saying, just because I don't think the manager is doing well and I'm criticizing him, doesn't mean I want United to lose every game so the manager gets sacked. I've sat here so many times and I said, I hope the manager turns it around. And what else have I said? I've also said that if Ineos choose not to proceed with him in the summer, I will support that as well. And if they think that he is the man for the job, I will support that. Like I'm not gonna complain, whatever, yeah. But let's just get that clear. But if Manchester United do lose, given the fact that next weekend United could be out of the FA Cup, United could be out of the FA Cup next week. Now I'm actually gonna do a match preview with a Liverpool fan, so I'm gonna do a stream for that as well. But we're not going to kind of get into the ifs and the buts and the maybes of that. But if Manchester United lose tomorrow to Everton, do you think that Erik ten Hag is under more of a microscope than what he is right now? Do you think he is under more of a microscope than what he is right now? Because I've said it time and time again. I've said that I don't see him getting sacked in the season. The only way that I see him leaving is at the end of the season if him and, you know, the new footballing structure decide that they are not aligned in their paths. That's the only way I see it. I said I don't see them sacking him mid-season. And even if he loses on the weekend, which I'm not saying it's acceptable, I know people are going to be calling for his head, but I don't think, and I'm speaking from a logical perspective, is that I don't see Ineos making a snap decision like that in the middle of the season. when there's still a number of games to go. Now, that's not me saying that United. That's not me saying United are going to finish top 4. I mean, we're 6 points off Spurs, and Spurs have a game in hand. We're 6 points off Spurs, and we're nearly 9. We're 11 points off of Villa. So Ineos already decided on Ten Hag. Do you think they've already made their decision and they're just trying to see the season out? You think they've already made their decision and they're just trying to see the season out? Because the way that I'm seeing that we are linked to, like, there is not a manager that United have not been linked to recently. There is not a manager that United have been linked to pretty much every single manager that there possibly could be. Thomas Frank, Southgate, flipping Southgate. Like, let me just say that one more time. Gareth Southgate. How the hell are we linked to Gareth Southgate? The guy who has been a failure at England with one of the best English teams of modern time. Like, this England, like, let me not go in on Southgate. But anyway, Thomas Frank, Southgate, we've been linked to obviously De Zerbi. Now, I wouldn't be surprised soon if there's more managers' names coming out, but Graham Potter, it seems like the correlating factor of across the players, across the managers that we've been linked to, and even the players that we've been linked to, and the structure, the recruitment staff, all of that stuff. These are people who are Premier League experienced. That's why I don't see United going to get Xavi or Amaron from Sporting or Nagelsmann. I don't see that happening. I think anyone that United get as a manager will be someone, Southgate aside, I think someone who has coached in the Premier League. I think that is what the plan is. And I think even what's his name, Thomas Tuchel, another manager that we've been linked to. I think it's possible with him as well that because he's been linked, because he has experience in the Premier League, that he will be on that list. Because when you look at the players we've been linked to, Premier League players. You look at the from the structure side or recruitment side, it's all management, senior members of staff who have all served under Premier League clubs. So this is I say it all the time. United are trying to assemble Premier League Avengers. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to assemble a Premier League Avengers. And whether they do it or not, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure whether they do it or not. It'll be interesting to see. But I don't think Ten Hag is going to be under more scrutiny if he loses tomorrow. And that's a big if, because I don't see United losing. So it's a big, big if. I don't see him being under more scrutiny than what he already is, because there's still other games. Now, I've seen pundits on Sky. I've seen like Neville and Carrington and them guys talking about how, you know, City, Liverpool, Chelsea are the must-win games. But, you know, we lost to City. We have Liverpool in like within a 3-week period or 4-week period. By the time it gets to the Chelsea game, that's the beginning of April. Who is going to sack a manager in April? Who's going to sack a manager in April? In honest opinion, in my honest opinion, I don't see the purpose of that, because by April, I think we will know a lot more as to whether it's possible United could break into the top 4. Right now, I think top 6, top 7 is our calling. West Ham are only 2 points behind us. So United can't really expect to drop points. United cannot drop points because we've got people right behind us. But by April time, by the Chelsea game, they're not going to sack him. And I don't want them to, because there's no point. If you have already determined the kind of manager you want, I would rather you just let him see out the rest of the season. Yeah, I'd rather you let him see out the rest of the season and then go and get, the manager that you've already agreed with. Because I think deep down, I think Ten Hag knows whether he's staying or not already. He knows that. And I know that, and I think that Sir Jim Ratcliffe and, you know, his team, they already know the manager that they want. I don't think there's going to be an interview. You know how like United were interviewing multiple candidates at the same time for the role before Erik Ten Hag came in? I don't think it's going to be like that. I think it's going to be one manager, and I think Ineos want a yes man. And the reason why I say they want a yes man, I think they want a manager that simply does what they tell them. The manager will do what they want, not a manager that will challenge stuff, and a manager that's happy to play however. So if Ineos say today, we want United to play with a back five, they want a manager that will be like, okay, I will do that. Let's see if there's any comments out from Eric Ten Hag's press conference. Eric Ten Hag confirms Johnny Evans and Marcus Rashford are available to face Everton, but Amori Forson is out injured. How is he injured? How is Amori Forson? What did he do to get injured? The guy played 5 minutes against City, and so did he pick up an injury? Did he pick up an injury in training? Is that what they're saying? Because if that's another injury in training, wallahi, there's something going on in Carrington that we are not aware of. How is he injured? How is he injured? Honestly, guys, nah, this is a joke. This is actually a joke. Shows saying Evans fit. Yes, you lot might laugh at me, but I think Evans is our best defender that's available. I think Johnny Evans is our best defender that's available. You lot might laugh, but anyway, I'm just waiting to see all the quotes out for Eric Ten Hag's press conference, because I can't be bothered to go and watch all of it. We need to investigate these injuries. No, seriously, because how is a rotation player for Amari Forson is not a bench player. He's the rotation player for the bench players. He's the backup to the backups. How is he now injured? What is going on in training for that to be happening? What is put some respect? Oh, sorry guys, I didn't know. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that about Varane. I meant in terms of I think Varane and Evans is our best partnership. I don't think Lindelof is in there. I don't think Maguire. I think Maguire's been good this season, but I wouldn't say that they've been the best. I wouldn't say that they've been the best. I think when I've watched Johnny Evans, for me, Johnny Evans just brings a different type of calmness. Like, I think it's a calmness that you can't get anywhere in terms. It's not a calmness that you just develop. It's one that you get with experience. And we shouldn't look past the fact that Johnny Evans is our most experienced player in our entire team. Forget even our defense. He's our most experienced player in the entire team. So we really shouldn't look past that. We really should not look past that. Let me see what the Athletic is saying, if they've put out anything. Why is my internet taking long? Let's get it. Let's see what they've. Nope, there's no comments yet. These are so slow. Like, if the embargo ends at 1:30, you should have everything out by 1:30. It's as simple as that. Beto might scored. Beto might score. He scored. Beto might start. He scored last Saturday. I think Beto is a pretty decent player. You know, I think Everton are better off playing him up top than they are playing Calvin Lewin. I don't know how Calvin Lewin gets starts all the time. Muppeteers exposed Ten Hag's training sessions earlier on this season, but no one wanted to hear. I've heard. Me and Cam have had this debate so many times, because Cam has been saying this from the beginning of the season, talking about United's United in training and his Ten Hag sessions, and we've had conversations about the intensity of sessions and how that basically drips into this team on a match day, because they just look tired on a match day after intense sessions. And I found out that Manchester United have intense. So today and yesterday's training sessions were probably intense workout sessions on the grass. Whereas other teams, like the day before a game, they will have the tactical breakdown aspect of sessions where they'll sit down in a room and all of that kind of stuff. They'll go through footage about the opposition, all of that stuff. They have the technical breakdown sessions a day before a game, whereas United are having full out workouts on the pitch, full out training sessions on the pitch the day before a game. That is unhinged. That is not realistic enough either. Because that explains why United are exhausted. Eric Ten Hag spoke about Mason Mount, said that Mason Mount, I think he is in a good spell now. What are you doing? In a good spell now? Where is he? He's in a hospital. Somewhere. And you're saying, I think he is in a good spell. What good spell is that? Please enlighten me. But anyway, Eric Ten Hag on injury recoveries. He said, Mason Mount, I think he's in a good spell now and he will return shortly. I think after the international break for next week, some players are planning to return, and hopefully when the process will continue like it is now, Harry Maguire and Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I expect them to be available for our game against Liverpool. Højlund as well. So there you have it. Højlund will not be available this weekend against Everton, but he will be available next week for the Liverpool game. Aaron Wan-Bissaka will be available, and Harry Maguire is who he expects all to be back. Every week, by the way, I don't know if you lot realize, but every week when he's asked about Mason Mount, he says he will return shortly. He said last time, every week he's asked about Mason Mount, he will say he will be back shortly. He's expected to be back shortly. I think that there's more to his injury than what we know. And I bet you any money Manchester United regret it as hell signing him. Anyway, Eric Ten Hag then went on to just speak about his general season at United. He said, we want to be successful. We need to be successful. Sometimes seasons are going like we are now, but we don't accept that. We will fight. We will have problems, and we have had problems with the squad injury-wise, but with the players available, we will fight. It doesn't matter who is the opposition. We go for the win. I feel like he's just saying things that, you know, this kind of stuff I expect from a press conference where it's not been a good season. Like, I can't really fault him for that. I really can't fault him for that stuff that he's saying. I'll be real. He's just saying that he wants to be successful. He has to be successful. By the way, guys, side note, this is very random, yeah? What the hell is Jake Paul and Mike Tyson doing fighting on Netflix in July? Like, what the hell? That is the most randomest thing I've ever seen, ever. He then went on to talk about the project. Eric Ten Hag says, the project is going in the right direction when we have the players available. Top football is about winning games. We're keep working on better performances. We want to play on maximum levels. And when the players are available, good players in key positions, you miss players who have very high impact on the way we want to play. That is ridiculous. Guys, this is what he's just said is actually kind of mean to the players that are playing currently. He said we want to play on maximum levels, and when the players are available, the good players in key positions, you miss players who have very high impact on the way we want to play. He's basically saying, in my opinion, that, and what we've known for a long time, the players that he has right now cannot play to the maximum level that he wants to play at. That's what he's basically saying, because he's saying that when the players are available, good players in key positions, damn, that's ridiculous. Anyway, he went on then to say, no team can deal with so many injuries. I think we played to maximum levels. If you take in respect the availability of the players, we missed so many key players over part of the season. The performances we have seen when the players are available in January and February, the performances are very good. When the players were not even fit, they could do even better. It's interesting that he references January and how we've played, because we played Wigan in January, we played Newport in January, and we played Spurs in January. We played 3 games across the entire month. We played a League 1 team, we played a League 2 team in Newport, and then we drew to Spurs. So we beat the teams that we should have beat, and we drew to Spurs. So when you're saying the performances we have seen when the players are available in January, what performances are you talking about? Are you talking about the game where we conceded a number of goals against Newport County? Or the game where Spurs wasn't even at 100%? That's very weird. That's very weird. Obviously, he talked about Rasmus Højlund's injury as well and his absence, and says, I have to do it. We have to do with the players that are available, and I will never complain about that. We have to get the best out of them. That is our aim. I think there's going to be a lot more quotes to come as well, but I got to wrap up my stream. Big up to everyone. Be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe. I'm going to go with my prediction. Like I said, I'm going with the prediction, and I'm saying it's going to be a 2-1. I don't know who's going to score, because I don't know where the goals are going to come from, but they're going to come from somewhere. Will this be the game that we see Amad Diallo? I don't know. I don't know if this is the game that we might see Amad Diallo. I would hope to, but I don't see it happening. But I'm going with a 2-1 win, or maybe even a 2-0. Maybe even a 2-0. But you know what I said earlier in the stream, guys? I want a game that United just dominate, where United just look like the better team. United dominate on the pitch, they dominate in possession, they dominate on the scoreline. Just be the bigger people. That's it. That's all I want. That's all I want to see. Big up to Austin. Been a member for 2 months. Says, yo, drop a like for the Queen. Big up the chat. Big up to Austin. Been a member for 2 months. Just like Austin, you can join the membership club. It's the pin comment in the chat. You get your badges. You get your emojis. You get your custom member content. And you get to support the growth of the channel. If you want to see streams in 1080p, then you've got to, that's what you have to do. That's what you have to do. You have to become a member and you have to send in super chats. So then I can pay for a monthly subscription to stream in 1080p. It's as simple as that. I will be back on the weekend after the game. You can expect a match reaction, after tomorrow's game, straight from Old Trafford. And I will try to do a match day vlog, but no promises. Big up to everyone. Be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe. I will be back after the weekend. You know what it is, man. As always, it's your girl Mina. I hope you all have a wonderful Friday. Peace.